kiss that you regret? It wasn't you, baby. It was a part of you. Lonely, scared, starved of connection. Alcohol doesn't just blur the night, it blurs your boundaries. You think you're kissing for fun, but really you're kissing to feel wanted, to feel anything. This wasn't intimacy, it was escape dressed in lipstick, and you deserve better. You deserve a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck. Have you ever kissed someone and felt completely and utterly alone afterwards? Ever had sex but felt really empty? Ever poured yourself into a moment of connection only to realize that you weren't in it at all? Today is International Kissing Day, and we're not going to talk about the cute kind of kissing. We're going to talk about the kind you regret, the kind that never felt safe, the kind that happened while alcohol whispered in your ear, "Go on, you deserve this." Hello everybody, my name is Davy. I'm not an alcoholic. I refuse to be anonymous. I am someone who lives a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck, and I spend every waking moment of my life helping other people do the same, like right now. Yes, International Kissing Day, folks. That's what it is today, believe it or not. And let me tell you something, a little story connected with kissing, okay? So, when my first marriage ended, after being with my former partner for over 20 years. Yeah, 20 years, long time, right? Believe it or not, I didn't fantasize about sleeping around. We split up, and after being with someone for over 20 years, I didn't fantasize about being with anybody else. Not at all. Just didn't even enter my head, right? I didn't think about other women at all. Maybe it was a grief, whatever, but I just didn't think about it. And then I was in a poker room working in Malta, and I saw my wife today, Liza, and I was like, ooh, she was really, really stunning, right? Like I looked at her physically attractive face while I was just like, oh my God, like she is just so cute, right? And then I started speaking to her and something even deeper kicked in. I felt held by her. The way she was listening to me felt on a different level, right? She was curious, she was compassionate, just her whole facial structure, the tone she was, everything was just so safe. She was asking me questions, and these questions really pierced through my fog of grief. And before I knew what was happening, I was using her as a therapist. And here's what I see now, right? Back then, I wasn't looking for love, I wasn't looking for sex, I wasn't looking for another woman, I was looking for myself. But I didn't have the emotional awareness or the emotional intelligence back then to know that. And so I projected that need for connection unfairly onto Liza. And I mistook her presence for intimacy because I couldn't offer that intimacy to myself. And that's the part that I really want you to hear, to land. Because so many of us, especially in Strive, we confuse physical closeness with emotional closeness. We kiss people not because we want to be with them, but because we want to escape ourselves. And when we drink, this confusion multiplies. You think you're kissing someone you desire, but really it's a part inside you kissing someone in the hopes that they will fix your pain. Right, we're about to take a short break, but before we do, I want to ask you something. When was the last time you kissed someone? And tell me, was it you doing the kissing, or was it a part of you? Was it the people pleaser? Was it the rebel? Was it the abandoned child craving closeness? Or did it come from self, the beautiful seat of consciousness, which is you? Sit with that and have a think. Welcome back to the 1000 Days Sober podcast. And before the break, I asked you if your last kiss came from self or whether it came from parts. So let's go a little bit deeper, right? My journey of living a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck, has taught me something quite profound. The more time I spend below the line in past energy, the more likely I am to bring that energy into my intimate moments. Which means this: if I'm not in self, then my kissing is coming from my parts. My sex is coming from my parts. And here's the thing that I know, right? Like, I know because of the work I've done, the difference between kissing somebody, or my wife, when I'm in self energy, okay, and not, right? Like, it's just night and day. You know, when I'm in self, I slow down. That's the number one thing for me. When it comes to like discerning between self and parts, it's rushing. You can rush around, picking things up, got to do this, got to do that. But you can bring that same rushing energy into sex, right? Oh my God, I got to make her come. Oh my God, I got to hope I keep my erection. Oh my God, I hope I come, right? Hope I don't lose my erection. Like there's so much that can go through a mind as you're rushing and about. Oh my God, I hope the kids don't come here. You know what I mean? Like, so you can easily, when you're having sex with those you love, like be in this parts energy. So like slowing down is like a number one thing for me. Like if I'm in self, if I'm in bed, I'm with my wife, it's like slow down. Okay. Look into her eyes. Okay. Take a beat. When I feel strong, when I feel powerful, when I feel courageous, when I'm in that self energy, I feel safe. And I emit that energy to her and she feels safe. She feels safe to open up and to be there for me, right? There's no rushing, there's no proving, there's no pretending, there's just presence. And when I kiss her from self, I am soft, but I can also ravish because there is a deep intent to connect. It's not about performance, it's about communion. Parts sex, parts kissing, that is performance. Now, contrast what I just explained to you with a drunken mess of a kiss at a bar with some stranger you just met. Or worse, waking up in the morning not remembering the kisses from the night before. I don't call that intimacy, right? That's a part. Using your body as a coping mechanism almost without your permission. And maybe there's room for that sometimes, but let's not pretend it's the same thing, right? Like, I had this moment the other day. I was listening to Esther Perel on a podcast with Stephen Bartlett, and they were talking about monogamy. And as I listened to them, there was a truth that was revealed to me that I've thought about for a long time, but it's kind of like manifested itself as I've aged, as I've grown wiser, as I've had more time in self energy. And this is Liza recently went away to Mexico to do a spinal flow retreat. And I said to her that had she met somebody while she was at the retreat, while she was at the bar, whatever, while she was at a restaurant, whatever, if she met someone and there was a physical attraction, there was a sexual charge between them, I wouldn't have a problem if she carried that through and was intimate with that person. Like I told her I wouldn't have a problem with that because I think there's something that you miss in a relationship, that spark, right? Like that I don't know, the butterflies and all that shit. You know what I mean, right? And as long as she's safe, as long as she's in self, as long as she's sensible, I've got no problem with that. And I want her to know that. I don't think she'll do it, like, but I wanted her to know that in my book, it's okay. It's like monogamy is not a non-negotiable when it's done in self. What is a non-negotiable is you don't do it drunk. You don't do it high. You don't do it from a place of lack. You don't do it from a place of need, of escape. Because then to me, that is a violation, not just of trust, but of self. Because then you're not in control and then things get out of hand. And we all know that, right? So I'm using that as an example of like my growing maturation, if you like, in self energy. Years ago, like I wouldn't have wanted that. I'd be so jealous. I'd be so envious. My parts would be thinking about men touching my wife, etc. Now I'm just like, I don't care about that shit. Like that doesn't bother me anymore. I don't think about that, right? Here's the thing. Here's the truth. When alcohol enters the equation, you leave the equation. You're not kissing anymore. You're outsourcing your agency. You can't be trusted, not because you're weak, but because you've got a drink inside of you, you're no longer fully you, right? When you have a drink and you have a more drinks, and you're in a situation where there's lots of members of the opposite sex around you, Now, all of a sudden, you're putting yourself in a tough spot. And that is the cost of the liquid lie. It robs you of your sovereignty in the moments that matters the most. So on International Kissing Day, just take a moment to just pause and reflect about when we are kissing people, are we doing it from self or are we doing it from parts? Because I think it's a really good opportunity to delve deeper into this work of living a self-led life, alcohol-free as fuck. Okay, today's vow. Today I vow to recognize the difference between craving and connection, to honor my body as a place of truth, not transaction. Whether I kiss another or simply place a hand on my heart, I will move with intention, from self, not from parts. I will not drink because I want to be present for every single moment that matters. As you go about your day-to-day kissing people around the world, think about these reflections. When you look back on your most regretted kiss, what part was driving it? And what would change if you brought full maximum self-led energy into every kiss? And what does true safety feel like in your body before you kiss someone? Have you ever paused to feel before you engage? That's all I have time for you today, folks. If this landed with you, send it on to another striver. Someone out there is stuck kissing ghosts and calling it love, and they need our help, okay? I need your help as well. Just asking you, please, if you get any value out of this, please subscribe to the podcast on whatever player you're listening to. I really appreciate it. And email me at thestrivemethod@gmail.com if you want to learn a little bit more about the project that I'm working on at the moment, Strive Foundations. Right, are you going to take the sovereign vow with me today? Hand on your heart, one on your belly, big deep breath. This is the slowing down that I was talking about. Let's just slow down. I am a striver who is alcohol free as fuck. And I will not drink because that is not what I do and that is not who I am. Until tomorrow, much love everybody. Happy kissing day and strive on.